Everybody trying to set up her new background. When I'm looking at comments, I'm looking at the camera more. We're moving things around a little bit. Hey, Jeff. Yeah, we're thinking about actually doing an auction tomorrow night. So we're getting some stuff lined up, getting the set up where I've got more room to move around. And sell. We've got a lot of stuff to go through. We got no auction tonight. Cecil be in India. Becky's still working. We're trying to get everything set up to where if we want to do one tomorrow night, we'll be ready to go. We're already getting some items on the shelf here. Looks pretty good, Mom. I'm going to test on it. We're not going to work much longer. Sound is breaking up a little bit. Is anybody else's sound breaking up some? Their sound's breaking up a little bit. Oh. Now what about the sound? Is it breaking up now? I think it's coming. The sound is coming. The microphone off my computer. You didn't study. It's a pop quiz. It is a pop quiz. Did that help it any? I don't know what I asked you, Sean. I don't know. Did that help any? It's better. Well, what it is, I didn't have my mic on the camera, and it's coming off my computer. So that's why it's probably breaking up a little bit. I clicked the wrong button. I just want to try to get this set up a little bit better. I should have just said pop quiz. While we got you on, everybody, please pray for our country, pray for our president, and also pray for our county here. We've had several cases of that awful virus here within the county. Not nothing like they're having in other counties, but still plenty enough. With some really good folks that's sick. And our president, since I heard he was going to Walter Reed's, we saw him get off of the helicopter and walk on his own, going towards, going to the hospital. So we need to keep our country in prayer because I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, God forbid that something happened to him. I don't know if the Constitution's got anything in there on what would happen. Actually, I know Mike Pence would, be president, and then I don't know how the election would go then. I don't know if Pence could get on the ballot in time. I'm just praying don't nothing happen to him. Like I said, God forbid, I don't even know if nothing like this has ever happened. So we're hoping he gets to it. He's 74 years old. That worries me. I think he's been a really good president for the last almost 4 years. And we're just praying for him tonight. When he did his little video before he left, he looked pretty shook up. Yeah, Jeff, they've got what they call a CARES Act, and they've got the city got $330,000 in the CARES Act that was supposed to go for helping people pay rent, buying them food, and things like that. And I don't know how much the county got. The county got so much, I think, in the CARES Act too. And Dennis was saying today that they're using those funds. Those funds are available to help people like that. And it's a great thing that Dennis is doing there, that he's using those funds for the right things. So it is. It's really good. Yeah, it's a crazy thing. And what breaks my heart is I've been try to catch up on Facebook and seeing the comments of people saying the most ugliest things. And I've never known a time in our country since I've been living. I didn't like Obama very much. I didn't like his policies, basically. But I never would have wished anything if something was sick like that with him. I'd be praying like crazy for it. And even Joe Biden, if he got sick, I don't agree with his policies, but I sure would be praying like crazy for him too. And if you notice on my Facebook page, I never talk about Joe having dementia or anything like that because it's an awful thing for anybody to get dementia. And I would not, and will not any means where there's acting like he forgets or something like that because it's a sad thing. I keep him in my prayers. That's what we need to do. And for people to be saying, "Well, it's time to break out the Miller Lite and pop the champagne bottles and just some awful things," and we're talking about, I know if you don't like him, that's fine. And I know sometimes he's very outspoken, and I am too. So, uh, but it's just a bad time in our country when we've got a president. If you don't like him, at least respect that office. He's in that office, and you got people just wishing awful things on him. And I never did think that we would come to a time in our country. I mean, I was just born when John F. Kennedy was assassinated, and I think everybody in the whole country, a lot of people didn't like the Kennedys. They didn't like their policies and things like that. But everybody cried and everybody prayed and came together when something happened to that president. And it's an awful thing. I mean, I can't believe 30 or 40% of the country is wishing death upon our president. It hurts me inside. But like I said, with I didn't like Bush very well, and I wouldn't want anything to happen to him at all. And we shouldn't want anything like that to happen to anybody. Period. Because God's in control of this whole thing, and He's not going to let things get out of control before He does something about it. So no matter who's ever president or whatever, when the election's over, we need to just try to come together as a country. And right now, with when I watched Don Arnold, if you saw that video, very short video, he's saying, "I'm going to go to Walter Reed to make sure everything turns out all right." He had such a worried look on his face. And this is a man that busts his butt, whether you like him or not. He's 74 years old, and he's constantly trying to do things to help our country. And I know you might not like things he's done in his past, but you probably wouldn't like some of the things I've done in my past. You probably don't like some of the things you've done in your past. And you've probably said outrageous things too. And personally, I think he's doing the best he can. He loves this country. I really do. I really felt sorry for him when he stood in front of that camera all alone. He thanked everybody for his prayers. He said, "I'm going to Walter Reed." Watch that video. It was just a very short video, and it ought to move your heart, whether you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, or whoever you are, because he had a real worried look on his face. And the last I heard, he had a low-grade fever, and he's having trouble breathing. And we're talking about somebody 74 years old, and that's probably overweight. And that's not a good mixture of things. So I'm going to really be thinking about his family. And not only that, we've got some really good people that we know real well that's battling this too. We're going to be thinking about them tonight. We're talking about our president, and that worries me to death. And then we've got several in our community that I'm worried about too, that's up in age and stuff. But we're talking about a man that is up in age. And whether you like him or not, you watch that video, you'll see this worried look on his face. And it's something to be really worried about and concerned about. And I know he is, because he is 74 years old. He should be, as much money as he's got and everything, and as much crap as he's put up with over 4 years, I wouldn't even run again if I was him. I'd been out enjoying my grandkids and retired, just enjoying life. But for the last almost 4 years, he's battled for us, whether you like him or not. And he didn't have to. I haven't watched the news today, Mike. And it's like I was telling everybody else with Joe Biden. Yeah, everybody, Silver Fannin. I won't put a meme up of Joe Biden maybe having dementia. I won't share a meme. I won't share anybody's comments. Won't like their comments if they make a joke about him forgetting things or something like that. And just won't do it. because a lot of folks are suffering from dementia. And I think this COVID is, whether you mask up or you can't blame it on people that don't wear masks, you can't blame it on people that wear masks. I think if you're going to get it, you're going to get it. It's just something that this country is just going to have to, it's going to have to run its course. And, and just, we pray, I think one of the main things, just try to keep our hands clean. Oh, not on CBS, Gail. You know, and that's what happened a year, 2 years ago, Mike. My opponent in the mayor's race, he suffered a stroke, and I just quit campaigning. I think it was that very day, wasn't it, Mama? I pulled down all my political ads, and I just quit campaigning until he got better. And I think that's a good show of respect by Joe Biden to do that. Because we're living in a very, I'm going to tell you guys something. If something happens to Trump, I'm no Constitution scholar or anything like that. I don't know how the Constitution is set up. You know, if something happened to Trump, say we're praying it don't. I know Pence would go in his place as president, but I don't know if he'd go in his place on the ballot. I don't know what happens there. And I know you've got to be on the ballot. All the ballots are done printed. The election is 30 days away. I don't know how the Constitution is set up on who would actually be the nominee then. I don't, I don't know if they've got like a vice nominee. I don't know if Pence would automatically be the nomination and be on the ballot. I don't know how that would go. Let's just hope we don't have to face that, because I think that would be a constitutional crisis for sure. So some of you guys may know I've never read anything about what would happen, and that worries me a lot too. Is the election game over? Do they postpone the election until the Republicans can get a nominee or agree that Pence would be the nominee? I don't know how that would go, because all the ballots, people are done voting. So that's something we need to really, really be concerned with. And those that are wishing bad upon Trump need to think about that, because that would be a constitutional crisis, I think, for sure. So y'all think about that too, because we got to pray for our country now. We don't need a mess like that to happen here. And like maybe some of you guys, maybe y'all know what would happen if something like that happened. I have no idea. I don't know if anybody's ever even thought about that. We've never had anything like that to happen in our country, and we're just, like I said, we're hoping it doesn't happen. But anyway, I'm testing. We'll get back up. We're gonna have some pretty neat little items. Maybe tomorrow night. But I was hoping to maybe throw in a little auction. Becky's working hard on everybody's packages. You about got everybody packaged up, don't you, Becky? And if we do have a little small auction tomorrow night, what we'll do is we'll package that up Monday, and it'll be sort of a separate thing unless somebody didn't buy a lot. If they buy quite a bit, we'll just do another invoice. If you don't buy a lot, we'll just wait till the next weekend. Tomorrow night. But if you buy quite a bit to go in a box, we'll go ahead and get that out Monday. If not, anything you buy tomorrow night, we'll put it on next weekends if it ships to you. But yeah, I've got plenty more room to do the twist here for sure. And me and India still be able to, we may get a table about like this. Share together the selling part. Yeah, Boris, what's his name? But we're gonna have all these shelves to put our selling stuff on, and then I've got more room, you local people, for some of the furniture that we sell. All the I think Bashir okayed it. At first, he didn't want to, because the federal government, Danny, was going to pay 300 of it, and the state had to come up with 100 of it. And Bashir at first didn't want to, but they did. I think he did say they was going to do it. I don't know how soon they are, but I know they're going to. When I turn towards Becky, that's because it's coming. I'm speaking on from the laptop instead of my camera. And here's another idea that me and Eddie was talking about today. We're going to do I'm going to try to do a software program. That's why I want to do an auction tomorrow night, because I'm going to run a test. And we're actually going to have a scroll coming across the screen down here. And I'm probably going to have another camera up here sometimes, so we can do a close up of the item, and I can be just in the camera shot there still, because I like to talk to you. And I know you like to see the auctioneer when he's auctioning. And we may actually, because I need to sell a lot more items per auction, and to keep it from being boring a lot of times, because if we're selling a lot of nice, some people don't even like to fool with the nice. So I think we'll have a little screen right up here with a separate camera, and it'll be buy it now items. I'm going to try that tomorrow night. So I'm going to try to work on that software tomorrow. If I get it done, we'll try that tomorrow night, and we'll see if it makes the latency, the lag a little bit. But it'll be just a little screen up here, a separate camera. You're welcome, Mike. I mean, we actually was doing a test on a new setup, but I wanted to say something about that. I really did. But we're fixing to cut out of here and go home for the night and come back and regroup tomorrow. I want to get my American flag, get it hung up here, and maybe some other. We got the little jump thing somewhere that we can put up there. They can put America up there, America sign. But that way, I'll get back to telling you what we're going to do. Especially if we have pass outs, gloves or something, do $5 a pair, whatever. Yes, Gail, thank you, hon. And we'll have a screen up here, and if we've just got one of the item, I'll put a buy it now price on it, and it'll be, like $10, and the first person says buy it now, we'll get that item, and that way we can actually move a lot of the buy it now items. And of course, you'll get a chip in the jar for that too, and then we'll be auctioning, some of the other different items. That way, if you are more interested in some of the other items, maybe lower price items, or just more common items, you can be watching the buy it now screen. And then on the auction side, people that's more interested in what's auctioning can watch it. I'm hoping it'll increase my sales and my items sold per night, because we've not been doing really good about items, sold. So I think that will, and that'll help us out quite a bit. Make the auction a little more interesting, not as boring to some folks sometimes. And then we'll keep maybe doing the buy it nows on the screen if I'm just talking to you about something in particular. You get bored hearing me talk. But we're going to work on that tomorrow. We're going to get home tonight. Me and Mom started. We got the rest of the units cleaned out in Bowling Green. We got to finish unloading tomorrow. So we're going to get home for tonight. You guys be sure to be praying for our president. And we've got a lot of sick people here in Allen County. Okay. So God bless y'all. And thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. And we try to keep it that way. All right. Y'all take care. Okay. God bless. And tomorrow night, y'all tune in with me. We'll have some fun.